I've started to realise now that life is simply just an infinite chain of consequences. Something that could have happened, 16 years ago, could have shaped you into the man you are now. It could be the reason you're currently watching this video, because there was an endless chain of consequences that occurred in your life that all happened from the one thing that happened 16 years ago. Now, it doesn't matter how big or small the consequences are, or the actions are. Every single thing that you do will have consequences. What time you woke up this morning will have consequences that can lead on for a very long time. What business model you decide to do, that can have consequences, whether negative or positive, that will last for a very long time. There's always going to be infinite chains of consequences for every single action you do. Now I'll give you a real example. The exact reason, well, not the exact reason, but the reason I'm recording this video right now came from consequences that happened with my girlfriend about 2 years ago now. If we didn't break up, and if I didn't do what I did after the breakup, the consequences of the breakup, if I didn't do them, and then the consequences of those consequences, if all of that didn't happen, I wouldn't be here recording this video right now. But then it led me on to notice something else. Something maybe 2 or 3 years ago, before I even met my girlfriend and we went through the whole process, something happened that shaped me into the man that I was at the time, that therefore made me and my girlfriend break up. So if you don't really understand it, I might not have explained it too well, but something that happened 4 or 5 years ago now, I felt the consequences of that 2 years later when me and my girlfriend broke up. And now 2 years later, I'm recording this video. And I'm recording this video because of what happened during the breakup, if you understand. So that made me realise that something that happened 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, let's say, that's the reason I'm recording this video right now. Now obviously there's a whole chain and endless list of things that happened between then, but the real reason, the deep-rooted reason behind why I'm recording this video is something that happened 4 or 5 years ago. And then that led me on to another realisation. The thing that happened 4 or 5 years ago, the only reason it would have happened is because something happened before it. So that means something that happened before 4 or 5 years ago, it led into the decision and action that happened 4 or 5 years ago, that then led to the decisions and actions that resulted in me and my girlfriend breaking up, which then brought me here. And that's given me one more final realisation. I know I've said it a lot, but you can effectively bend reality at your will. You can shape the exact future that you want just by considering the consequences of your actions today. Let me explain it. Now before I say it, I don't actually expect you to do it to this extent, but just for the context of the video, let me cook. The actions you do today, it's going to lead to results that you have in 6 months, a year, 2 years, etc. So that means if you made every single action and you kept in mind every single consequence of your action right now, every action or decision that you make right now, you consider the consequences of it, you can look into the future and gather feedback from the future that only time would give you, and therefore you can make the best decision that you want for the future. So let's take me recording this YouTube video right now. I record this YouTube video. Let's say it happens to go viral. Obviously it's a uncontrollable circumstance, but there's a chance it goes viral. If I record this YouTube video, it goes viral. The consequence of that is that people will start buying my product more. Obviously there's a couple things in between, but I'm just trying to shorten it down for you. So I record this YouTube video, it goes viral, people start buying my product, I can quit my job, I can have freedom. The freedom will make me want to work harder. I'll make more progress in my business. I'll make more progress in life. I'll eventually move abroad. And that all came from me recording one YouTube video. Do you understand the concept? So if I didn't decide to record this YouTube video, if I decided to go sit in my bed right there and just scroll instead, then all of those consequences wouldn't have happened. In 6 months' time, I'd still be stuck if I didn't want to record a YouTube video every day. I'd still be stuck in the 9 to 5 life, wanting to chase freedom, not really having much money in my bank account. And that's a whole list of pretty horrible consequences, to be honest, all because I didn't decide to record this YouTube video. Now I hope you're kind of understanding what I'm saying here. If every single action or decision you make, if you consider the consequences of it, you can build your dream life just from that. Let's say if you don't want to work on your business in the morning, the consequences of that is that you might not make any sales today. So you're going to lose a bit of confidence in yourself. So you're not going to want to work as hard the next day because you've lost the confidence, and now it's going to create a spiraling loop where you just lose confidence, so you work less. But if you decided, well, if you pictured in your mind the consequences of you not working, you'd realise like, oh shit, I should get to work. I don't want that to happen. But if you just decided in the present moment, I don't want to work, and you didn't consider any consequences, the negative consequences would still occur, but you just wouldn't be prepared for it. So, every single time you have an action or decision to make now, I just want you to consider the consequences of the action or decision. Now, you don't have to go on a spiraling loop where you think 5 years into the future, because that kind of takes the fun out of life, because it's entirely possible for you to do, but it takes the fun out of life, because life is just fucking around and finding out. But if you can think 3 steps ahead, think 3 steps ahead of you going to the gym today, it'll make you want to start making decisions for your future self, for your better self, that it's always going to lead to a more positive outcome, more positive consequences. Now, just to summarise the video quickly, because this is a pretty mad train of thought that I've had, to be honest. So something that happened, call it 7 or 8 years ago, shaped me into the man that I was 5 or 6 years ago, which then led to consequences that resulted in me breaking up with my girlfriend because of the person I was, the actions I did. And now the consequences of me breaking up with my girlfriend, they've all led me to recording this YouTube video right here. And me recording this YouTube video is effectively building my dream life. It's going to lead to consequences that lead towards my dream life. So that technically means that 7 or 8 years ago, one action or one decision that I it's led, well, in 2 or 3 years time, it's going to have led to my dream life. That's just pretty fucking crazy to think about, to be honest. Now, 7 or 8 years ago, the actions or decisions I made, that could have happened from something 2 or 3 years ago. Now, I don't know what you want to do with this information about this part, but it's just a crazy realisation to have. Now, if you start thinking consequential terms, you can literally shape reality at your own will. So, make of that what you wish, and make sure you subscribe as well.